After over 20 months ever since the ethnic violence had started in Manipur in May 2023, there had been restrictions in terms of the movement of the communities involved in the violence, the communities involved in the conflict, the Meiteis and the Kuki community. The Meiteis were restricted within the Imphal valley, and the Kuki community were restricted in the pockets they dominate in the hill areas, so much so that the Kuki community had to take a long detour through Mizoram to reach other parts of the country, whereas the hills are largely out of bounds for the Meitei community. Amid this, after a security review at centre by Union Home Minister Amit Shah, decision was taken to reopen free movement between the districts, linking the district to the state capitals with central forces escorts. Bus services are to resume, and helicopter links between Churachandpur, Ukhrul and Imphal are going to start. Today, the state machinery, which is now under President's rule, led by the governor, took the initiative to start movement of public transport from Imphal to Churachandpur and Kangpokpi and Senapati. In fact, there were hardly any takers for the service on day one. However, when the escort carrying the Manipur State Transport bus and other vehicles had reached in Kangpokpi district, there was opposition. There were hundreds of protesters on the road trying to block the way of the escort. The Kuki community had welcomed the free movement of goods. However, they have opposed the free movement of people, given the fact that the community feels that until their core demand of a separate administration for the Kuki community living in Manipur is resolved, there should not be any free movement of people between the districts. That's the demand of the civil society groups of the Kuki community. They also feel that the sentiments are too high. In fact, a reflection was seen when hundreds of women protesters and youths were on the streets. The security forces had to use force to disperse them. Many of the protesters have received injuries in the process, whereas the Manipur State Transport bus was vandalized. That's what police sources have given us to understand. And another vehicle was also set ablaze, while a bus without any passenger also reached Churachandpur. But what is more important to note is that even in the valley areas, a Meitei civil society group gave the call for a march to the hills. This group claimed that they wanted to take a peace mission to the hills. However, the police forces in Imphal Valley stopped them after the rally was flagged off, claiming that there were no permission given for such rally. They were asked to take the bus, which was escorted by CRPF personnel. However, the rally was stopped. They were not given permission to move further.
The rally may be good, but as of now, the rally has been stopped by the police because those organizers who are organizing this rally, they doesn't obtain any permission from the government, and the government is planning to take all the passengers securely. I mean, the government is having a good secure plan to take all the passengers from a place. So if anybody like to move freely, they can join that secure plan. Otherwise, any rally, maybe for peace, has been stopped.
Now, this comes after the imposition of President's rule. In fact, in the past few months, there have been a sense of normalcy returning to Manipur with no major incidents. In fact, the governor had given a call for surrender of illegal and looted weapons, to which there was a good response seen. Hundreds of weapons were surrendered. Many of the groups did support the move of the governor, and therefore centre in a bid to create more scope for normalcy to return in Manipur, has decided that the free movement of goods and people between the districts and the state capital will be resumed. This will be under a strict vigil of the central forces, and the buses would ply escorted by central forces. However, the type of resistance that the free movement has got on day one, particularly in Kangpokpi district, with hundreds of people coming on the streets, just goes to show the kind of hurdles that center is facing in terms of bringing a sense of normalcy in Manipur, something that perhaps now needs to be dealt at the highest level. However, also given the fact that the Kangpokpi flare-up needs to be addressed, there should be talks and there should be deliberations so as to ensure that the normalcy that Manipur seems to be slowly returning to is not paralyzed once again. Therefore, the challenge lies for the governor, the challenge lies for the central forces and for the central government to try and bring normalcy in Manipur. Also, talk to the stakeholders from both the communities and try to chalk out a path for lasting peace.
Yesterday, the Kuki leaders from different districts of Manipur came together in Lamka to deliberate on various issues which are pertaining to the Kuki people. In the meeting, many resolution was taken, out of which one of the resolution was regarding free movement announced by the Union Home Minister lately. Regarding the free movement, the Kuki leaders welcome the initiative of the government to allow the movement of goods or essential commodities, which has been stopped, which has been stopped for more than almost 20 months. Ever since the ethnic conflict started, the Kuki people in the hills do not receive any essential commodities from the valley. Now that the government have initiated this movement of good, we welcome it. However, we do not welcome the movement of people as of now because of security reason and the hurt in the people's mind. The sentiments are still high with the people. Also, no political dialogue has been initiated as of now regarding the Kuki political demand. So we cannot, until and unless there is some kind of headway to our political dialogue, we will not welcome the movement of people as of now.
पहले रिजोल्यूशन में ऐसे किया, इंश्योर फ्री मूवमेंट ऑफ पब्लिक ऑन ऑल रोड इन मणिपुर फ्रॉम मार्च 8 तारीख से सभी मणिपुर का पहले बम्पर जोन का तरफ रहता है, कोई आ नहीं सकता, कोई जा नहीं सकता, कोई पहाड़ के इलाका पे, उसको फ्री मूवमेंट करना है। कोई भी आदमी है, कोई भी हो जा सकता है। इसमें कोई तकलीफ होगा, कोई किसी ने तंग किया, किसी ने डिस्टर्ब किया, उसको स्ट्रिक्ट एक्शन लेने के लिए वो लोग रिजोल्यूशन भी लिया। और बाकी लोग तो ठीक है, उसमें ड्रग के बारे में है और उसमें फेंसिंग का है और इसमें क्या होता है ना, एक्सट्रोशन के बारे में तो बता दिया। बस वो छोड़ के वो लोग का रिजोल्यूशन है, उसको हमको ओबे करने के लिए, उसको रेस्पेक्ट करने के लिए हम 8 तारीख को हमने पीस रिले मणिपुर में ऐसे कहता है, शांति की पाउजल पीबा खोंगचट, इट इज़ द पीस रिले अप टू सेनापति, इज द नेशनल नंबर हाईवे नंबर 2 पे, इम्फाल से सेनापति, इट्स अराउंड 42 किलोमीटर का है। उसके लिए अब हमारा मणिपुर का नागरिक है, कोई पहाड़ का हो, कोई बेले का हो, सब हमको अनुरोध करता हूँ, नमस्ते करता हूँ।